Gaffer, it's not been long since we last heard the chat, so I don't think much has changed. But what was the reaction from the group in the last day or so to Tuesday night?
Yeah, obviously disappointed, Dan. I think everyone knows it was the first half was very good, second half weren't acceptable. The lads know that, they're aware of that, but they've got another good game to put it right, and we're hoping they will, because they are a good group. And as I say, we can't win every game, but the run we've been on, let's not forget, we've been 9 unbeaten, we've picked up a lot of points. And it was pleasing. It's just a bit guttering when you concede goals the way we conceded. That was the disappointment, but we've done that this season many times. We concede the goals, we've bounced back, we've scored good goals. So our main focus now and our main aim is just to bounce back as quick as you possibly can, and I've got an opportunity to do that on Saturday. Is
it pleasing in a way that the game comes so soon? I know everyone's tired, but you can just move on, can't you? There's plenty of positives to take from the last couple of months.
Yeah, and you can move on. Sometimes you have to watch it and analyse it. We've done that, and I've had a look at it back and what could have done better and what went wrong, and that's just what normal managers and coaches do. But as you've said, you can't dwell on it much. You've just got to let it go. So the group will be training this morning. We'll put a bit of work into them, and then we've got tomorrow to finalise everything on that. But in terms of the disappointment, I always say you've got to get the disappointment out your system straight away, because there's no point dwelling on it, because you've got another game in 48 hours to go, and that's our aim. It's gone now, we've moved on from it. Yeah, we were disappointed, but we've got to look forward.
We heard earlier this week the government laid out their roadmap for kind of lockdown ending and stuff, and there's some exciting things in there, but one disappointment is obviously that fans aren't going to be back in the regular season. Just wondered what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah, I'm a bit gutted really, because I think for the 17th of May for them to come back then, when that season's over, isn't it? Could they have brought it back for maybe 2 last games of the season, possibly, I don't know. But we have to be careful as well, don't we, because we are in a pandemic and there is a virus going around that we've got to be cautious of. So is it the right thing? I don't know. Is it the wrong thing? I'd like to think yeah, but then as I said, we've got to be careful. I'd love the fans back tomorrow, but we can't. We've got to go off the government guidelines, and I think it's obviously everyone now can look forward to pre-season and to the fans coming back then, and obviously for the start of next season.
It's particularly tough for a manager like yourself who has such a good relationship with the fans kind of everywhere you've been in your career. When you look at, we've touched on it before, haven't we, but when you look at all of the things we've achieved here that they've had to miss out on, and you've missed out on, one thing that's for sure is that when they are going to be able to come back, we're going to sell the stadium out, aren't we, surely?
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. As I said before, I'm hoping, pre-season we're hoping to try and get a few big hitters down to their own park, and earlier than expected, and then obviously roll into the season. But yeah, we know they're going to back us 1,000,000%, and obviously they've had a season out, if you like, and hopefully the vocal cords are back and they can start singing a bit more, and, but that's what we want. This football club is based around its fan base, and we've missed it this season. Can you imagine the games when we've won, scored late on, and to ride the team on, how good it would have been? And I've certainly missed it myself in the dugout. It's not been the same, and I think the players have certainly missed it.
On to Saturday, Lincoln, obviously a team that you've played twice this season, won one and lost one. Difficult game, I'm sure, but what are you expecting from them? Yeah,
look, they're a good team, aren't they? We know that they're now second, they've been top, and when we played them away from their place, we felt we were hard done by a penalty decision, which we looked at back and then was told that we had a penalty, but that's that was then, and that's gone now. There's not much you can do. We lost 3 players, didn't we? We lost Connor, and then we lost Scotty and Niall in the build up to that, so they 2 come out the team, and so it was a little bit, it hit us hard, that really, because of the circumstances. They had to get sent home a couple of hours before the kick-off, so that kicked us a little bit. And then obviously come here, I know they made a few changes for the FA Cup, we beat them 2-0. It was a good game of football, and that's what we're expecting again, Dan. Michael Appleton's got them playing some fantastic stuff, and they've got some good players, but so have we. Yet we're at home, we've just lost one, we want to bounce back as quickly as possibly can. We'll respect Lincoln for what they are and where they are, but we won't fear them. We've got to go toe to toe with them and try and get ourselves back on a winning streak.
A lot of people might be concerned when they come up against a team at the top table, but your mindset has always been that those are the games that you're most excited about, isn't it? The games to test yourselves against the teams at the top. Yeah,
well, as I said, you speak to certain individuals and certain people, and managers in different leagues, and you want to be challenged. I want to be challenged every day and every game, and that's what I'm about. I was challenged Tuesday night, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to look at it back and and see what went wrong and how you could do better as well as a coach and a manager. And Saturday's the same, you know, you're challenging yourself against these good teams, these good players and these good managers. You know, we aspire to be at the top end of League One eventually at some point. You know, we're not there yet, but Lincoln are. So go on to test of see how far you've come and where you're at. You know, we played Peterborough the other night and now we're playing Lincoln. And it's one we're really looking forward to, Dan, because they're the games and teams you want to be playing.
You said on Tuesday that there were quite a few tired legs, understandably, after that game. Is it a little bit early to tell how they've recovered?
Yeah, no, they've recovered well. I was in yesterday morning and seen a few of the lads in to do an extra recovery and whatnot, you know, coming in and using the facilities and you know, and they'll do their own stuff away from it as well. And today I'll be quite light and we'll put a bit of work into them. The lads will have a catch-up group, the lads who've not really played need to catch up, as is always the case. And then tomorrow will be an important day for us, and you know, we'll find out fully tomorrow who we've got available. I'm hoping we've got a fully fit squad available. I'm hoping we've got Lewis McLeod available as well, who's had a good week with us. So yeah, look, we're looking forward to getting the group back to the football pitch and back to getting points on the board. Whether they're a little bit drained, whether they're tired, whether they're fatigued, sometimes you can pull through that because they want to just get the next one right, and we're hoping that's the case.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because Saturday is the last game in February, and I know you try not to look
28 days, isn't it?
Too far ahead, but for obvious reasons. But I think there's 7 games in March. Does that come into your thinking at all when you're thinking about selection over the next few games, or is it simply about the next game?
Not really, no. It will eventually, but not now. It's just the next game. You know, we'll see what we've got available, and obviously come Tuesday night we'll look at what we've got available again and whether it needs freshening up or whatnot. But we don't really look at the next game and that game and I can play him in that game or I'll play him. We don't do that. We just play the game, see what we've got the next day. If there's any injuries, they'll be reported to. Is anyone fatigued or tired or need to miss a day's training, we'll have a look at it, and then we'll make a decision on whether what the team looks like. But I won't be looking past Lincoln. There's no chance.
Right, well, we wish you well on Saturday.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.